Hey everybody, Scoutcrafter here again. Today we're going to be looking at a nice tool that after 100 years it still has worth in the shop. It's a Vulcan No. 1. This one here, drop forged, made in USA. It was actually forged in Brooklyn, and it's a chain vise. So stay tuned. Let's see how we're going to get this puppy to work in today's environment. Now, the obvious problem we have with clamping up any kind of round object in the vise is that the vise has square surfaces, flat surfaces, and you have a round object that you're trying to clamp in, so it's very little surface pressure that you get onto the pipe. That's why the bigger the jaws, the better it is for clamping. Usually a wider jaw is a more preferable jaw to have in a vise. However, in this situation, I want to show you just how much distortion you get. And this is just a typical piece of PVC, 2-inch. It's not particularly thin-walled PVC. It's pretty thick, but you can see as I tighten up on the vise a little bit. Now, I'm not cranking down on it, but you could see right now we have 10 thousandths right there, 15 thousandths, and that's about where you'd have to put it if you wanted to cut it, or the problem is with some of the pipe if you want to thread it. And now if you thread it and you distorted the pipe, now you're going to have a bad thread. So this is where the chain vise comes into play. Now, the beauty of a chain vise is that this chain will wrap around a section of pipe that you put in here. It'll wrap around, and how a chain vise works is on the back of the chain vise, there's a little catch here, and this fits into the catch, and as you tighten up the threads here, it pulls down onto the chain, and it gives you a support all around the chain, including the jaws. Even vices that have jaw supports squeeze together in one plane. This will grab it from the whole exterior of the pipe. The thing is that these were meant to be bench mounted. Now they have ones that were permanently mounted, but I don't want it permanently mounted, so I have a idea of how I'm going to mount this. And what I needed to do, first of all, with these holes in here, they're almost half-inch holes. I don't want to be putting half-inch bolts through. No need for that for me. So I made up these little spacers that I will be placing in here into the pipe vise, and then I will use lag bolts and washers to put it onto a piece of wood that I fastened, and I'll show you that in a minute. Using this piece of wood, it's nothing but a 2x6 that I screwed and glued together at the end, and I measured this pipe vise when it goes onto the edge here like this, that this will be the same height as here. So let's get that together and see how she works. Now, what's nice about mounting this onto the board like this is we can mount it onto a vise or clamp it onto a workbench depending on how long our piece is. And we can place the pipe like this. If it was a longer pipe, you can place it on here. It's resting on the V in the back, and we can clamp it. To put a pipe in the pipe vise, we just lay the pipe on here, wrap the chain around the pipe like this, and go underneath here, and it'll catch into a lip that's under there. Then you tighten up this handle like this until you see the pipe grabbing, and you can really torque down on it by bending the handle up like this and turning it that way. Now that's in there solid, and you could cut it. If you wanted to thread it, you could turn it around and have it face you on the bench, clamp it down and thread it. So this is a really good system. Now with the PVC into the chain vise, we have it so I'm really torquing down on it here, and you can see it's only a few thousandths out of around, like compared to the vise, but this is certainly strong enough to cut or to if you were going to thread. So basically, the chain vise, 100-year-old tool, still has some use in the shop. So this is a Vulcan No. 1 chain vise. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the demo. Take care. Have a good day.